I'm here at Potluck City Airfield for a reason. Find out why on today's episode of Life's Potluck Buffet. This is John Paulus. Thanks for joining me. Oh, that's Paulus. Papa Alpha Uniform Lima Alpha Sierra. Good day. I thought I would give the auto-generated captions a chance to have my name spelled with that spoken alphabet again. Kind of fitting since we're talking about a special aircraft today. And that spoken alphabet is the standard in air traffic control. Today's episode is about Worksheet 23. And before I get to Worksheet 23, I want to talk very briefly about one page, or the top of one page, of the Recipes for Success guidebook, which is available in digital form on the lifespotluck.com website. If you sign up, you can sign in and get it for free, and the sign up is free. So this is the first time, I think, that I have shown the Potluck Star on the podcast. I've talked about it on a couple of occasions, and the Potluck Star has shown up, I think, twice on 2 episodes. And you've heard its horns, and we've been at the port there when it's been around. But I don't think that I have shown the podcast audience an image of it. And so I thought I would have an accompanying video with this podcast that shows the Potluck Star, that icebreaker, that famous icebreaker. So here is a letterbox view. I'm going very film noir on this. I think this is called the letterbox kind of shot here. And we have an image of the Potluck Star at work, breaking ice. And this image is from the page from Recipes for Success about icebreakers. And it says, we call this icebreaker ship the Potluck Star, used as art on website to bring in free shipping deals. So the Potluck Star has a blue hull that's made up of the bowl that is found in the right-hand corner of all the cards. So that same bowl shape now makes the hull of the Potluck Star, and it's blue, the blue of Life's Potluck Buffet. Rising from the deck is a mast on the left-hand side in magenta, a stack in magenta, and something like a little pilot house with the mast coming out of it, again, all in magenta. At the stern of the ship is the Potluck flag with the 7-pointed star in black on it on a field of magenta. It is breaking through ice that is outlined in black ink, and behind the ship and the ice, you can see peeking out a yellow lemon sun that is made up of an enlarged version of one of the dots on the yellow lemon suited cards. And that is the Potluck Star. Now, let's turn to today's worksheet to see how I've transformed the Potluck Star into the Potluck Starship. So here's worksheet 23, and on it is the Potluck Starship, which I created from the Potluck Star, converting it into an aircraft. And here's what I did. I've tilted the bowl so it looks like it's going up from left to right. It's not a Dutch angle. It's just the bowl is tilted. And now the ice that it was breaking is a cloud, and the sun is still in the background, which is the yellow lemon dot. On card 23, on the bottom right-hand side, there's a blue dumpling with the other 2 blue dumplings forming wings for it that creates a flying thing. And so I took those wings and I've enlarged them and put them on the hull of the Potluck Star, which is now the fuselage of the Potluck Starship. On the tail, which is also made out of half of a dumpling, the tail of the aircraft has the Potluck Star flag on it, which is a 7-sided star on a magenta field. And those are those stars from the Life's Potluck rule cards with rules number 1, number 2, and number 3, and also on the wild cards. And I've also converted some of the things that are on the deck of the Potluck star into the windshield that the pilots look out of, and then also a kind of window-like thing running down the side, a very small strip of window. Those are both magenta as well. So here's the prompt for worksheet 23. Remember, it's the future is just the present with more flying. Draw or write about a job that will exist 100 years in the future. Now, you remember when I did the episode for card 23, I talked about, it was that whole electric gondola thing. Do you remember that? Where there was a thing that was kind of like one of those old cell phones. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe it could be like a smartphone shape, that a person who was a gondolier in a watery place like Venice was kind of hovering above the water and was steering it. And that was my vision for this job of the future. As I said, I don't think it was really about transportation per se. I think it was more about energy and water. And thinking about the future in regard to energy and water, and that's what I had in mind. And looking at the Potluck Starship, I imagine, too, it has a renewable and plentiful fuel source. I am going to write this down. I'm going to use magenta ink. What I'm thinking about for the job of the future has to be something like renewable resourcer. It's interesting. So this has to do, I think, with thinking about everything that is both not harmful to our planet and provides humans with resources that they need to thrive in a new world. And I think this renewable resourcer role is what I'm thinking of when I'm thinking about that electric gondolier and the electric gondola image. And obviously these stories that we tell are all about ourselves. So thinking about myself, I'm really thinking about all the work that I do involving helping people find flourishing in a way that is good for others and good for the planet. And that's really something that I care about. And so this is really, I think, a really nice way to get at that. And I've learned something today about where I'm at right now. So give this a shot yourself. Think about what your job that exists 100 years in the future is, and then kind of write it in this box in worksheet 23. You could also draw it in the box. And I think it'll really help you get some clarity about where your values are and what you're thinking about going forward. So I hope you enjoyed worksheet 23. If you did, please subscribe to Life's Potluck Buffet podcast on YouTube. Give the episode a like if you're feeling it. And head to lifespotluck.com/worksheets to access worksheet 23. And you can also find on the Life's Potluck website Recipes for Success, which has that icebreaker page that I was talking about earlier. So thanks again for joining me. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Oh, there it is. I think I see it. Yeah, there it is. That's it. It's the Potluck. It's a Potluck Starship. Wow, what a great aircraft.